I guess he's just obsessed with me.
No. Next, Joy's gonna say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch and Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo. The motives stink worse than Joy Behar's jog bra. I mean, assuming she jogs. Oh, wait, there she is.
Get ready, because what happened next on live television wasn't just a political spat. It was a masterclass in strategic takedown, exposing a truth that many in the media refused to see. It all started when words, sharp and dismissive, cut through the air, sparking a reaction that would leave one side utterly dismantled.
In tonight's View on The View, here's Joy Behar calling young Republicans dumb.
This business about the aging that keeps coming up and talking about the young generation. The young generation of Republicans are dumb. You've got that Vivek Ramaswamy. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene. You've got, wait a second, Lauren Bubblehead, Matt Gaetz. But you have all these people who went along with the insurrection, who believe that Trump won. Oh, Marjorie's out there. Oh, Trump won by a landslide. They're liars, and they are the new generation of the Republican Party.
Joy sure loves running her mouth. She should. But she should. It's the only running she does.
The moment that kicked everything off was delivered with signature bluntness. The claim that young Republicans were simply dumb, not just misguided or different, but explicitly lacking intelligence. Specific names were dropped: Vivek Ramaswamy, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, painted as figures who went along with the insurrection and foolishly believed Donald Trump won. It was a sweeping generalization, delivered from a comfortable seat, aimed squarely at dismissing an entire demographic with a single loaded insult. It was the kind of statement designed to draw a line, to alienate, and perhaps to provoke. But what it actually did was hand an opponent a golden opportunity, perfectly wrapped.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I noticed Jesse was a 7.
Joy Behar calls her a 10. I mean, how dare she objectify a woman with a sexist rating system, but it's such a typical thing from a 1.5.
When Greg Gutfeld zeroed in on this statement, it wasn't with outrage, but with the gleam of strategic amusement. He recognized it immediately for what it was: a gift. A statement so out of touch, so predictably arrogant, that it practically begged for a response grounded not in anger, but in stark, undeniable contrast. Gutfeld framed it perfectly: the world of polished studios and daytime applause versus the real world, where people grapple with actual consequences, budgets, and challenges. He wasn't in the mood for a shouting match. He was ready for a surgical dissection, using wit as his primary tool. He saw a chance to highlight the chasm between punditry and reality, and he didn't just walk through the door. He kicked it down with a smirk.
Did you watch the whole thing, or just the parts that I sent you?
I watched it. Obviously, just the parts that you said. Did I watch a whole episode of The View?
No woman can do that unless you're stupid. But
I have a job.
Here's the thing. How can they call themselves progressives when they keep saying that nothing has progressed? Then it's on them.
Right. I just wish I could have, would have watched if I could, would have been Joy Behar watching that.
Yes.
And being like, I totally made the right call. It was not an accident that they had him there on her day off.
Gutfeld immediately countered the dumb label not by defending intelligence directly, but by pointing to results. If these individuals and the people who support similar ideas are truly as simple-minded as claimed, then how does one explain the real-world outcomes? He talked about conservative leaders improving local schools, implementing strategies that lead to lower crime rates, and managing regional economies effectively. The argument was clear. If the ideas are so foolish, why are they yielding tangible positive changes in the lives of actual people? It was a quiet, powerful challenge to the premise. Perhaps the stupidity wasn't in the people achieving results, but in the assumption made by those observing from a distance, unwilling to acknowledge success that didn't fit their narrative. It was a subtle shift, turning the accusation back on the accuser, suggesting the real blindness might lie within the bubble itself. But Gutfeld wasn't finished simply listing achievements. He was ready to bring the bubble face to face with the reality it dismissed.
Of course, there's as much a chance that Trump will be impeached as there is a Joy Behar ever seeing her feet. The Washington Post ran a fluff bomb celebrating centrist Democrat women, going gaga over their resumes, mom energy, and group chat chemistry. But in this journalistic stroke job, not a single policy position was mentioned, which is weird. That's like doing a profile on me and not mentioning my many bodybuilding awards. Thank you.
He painted a vivid, unforgettable picture. Imagine for a moment if the person making these claims had to step out of the curated echo chamber and actually live for just 1 week in one of the very places she so casually dismisses. He described her trying to navigate a small town hall meeting, utterly lost. Picture her wandering the aisles of a local supermarket where exotic niche products simply don't exist. Envision her at a gas station, staring in disbelief at the diesel prices, a concept perhaps abstract from her daily life. He imagined a new reality show, Joy Meets Reality, each episode a journey into conservative America. She'd visit a diner in rural Kansas, desperately searching for an environmentally responsible tofu scramble, only to be gently informed by a server named Darlene that scrambled means eggs around here. She'd try to order oat milk or avocado toast with edible gold leaf, met only with polite, confused stares. He pictured her in a local hardware store, asking where the solar-powered air fresheners are kept, only to be directed to duct tape and propane. This wasn't just comedy, it was a devastatingly effective way to highlight the profound disconnect, suggesting that perhaps true understanding of the country requires more than just talking about it from afar.
Well, she had that one Halloween where she went as Diana Ross and she felt she was treated differently.
You know, I also just... He also came off as just extremely likable.
Yeah.
I know that they booed him when they heard certain things, but it was hard to watch that and get mad at him or think he's a jerk. So I think maybe being in an environment like that could make somebody very irritated beyond the ability to do that, but he really pulled it off.
What did you make of it?
This wasn't an isolated incident. Gutfeld highlighted other instances where similar disconnects seemed to surface. He referenced the commentary around the East Palestine, Ohio, train derailment, where the tragedy was quickly framed through the lens of who the residents voted for, rather than focusing on their immediate needs and circumstances. It was presented as another example of judging people based on simplified political narratives rather than understanding their reality. He also touched on commentary about younger generations feeling left behind by the economy, contrasting it with a perceived attitude from some older elites of, "I got mine, what's your problem?" These examples reinforced Gutfeld's central thesis, that a certain segment of the media elite seems more interested in labeling and dismissing those they don't understand than in genuinely engaging with their challenges and perspectives.
Joy Behar, the comedian that inspired me to be a cab driver. She proved yet again how dumb she really is on The View when she pointed out that people in East Palestine voted for Trump. Roll this.
I don't know why they would ever vote for him, for somebody who, by the way, he placed someone with deep ties to the chemical industry in charge of the EPA's Chemical Safety Office. That's who you voted for in that district. Donald Trump, who reduces all safety.
Ooh, you can hear the audience gasp. God, the view's so bad I'd rather watch Jerry Nadler do naked jumping jacks.
Ultimately, Greg Gutfeld's takedown wasn't about winning a single argument. It was about exposing a fundamental vacuum. It was about revealing that behind the loud pronouncements, the confident insults, and the carefully curated media image, there might be a profound lack of genuine understanding or connection to the vast majority of the country. He showed that performance isn't substance and volume isn't knowledge. By calmly, methodically, and hilariously dismantling the arguments put forth from the bubble, Gutfeld didn't just win a debate moment. He highlighted a deeper truth about where real wisdom comes from, and it's not always from the place with the most polished lighting.
No, she wouldn't have. Yeah, she's just there. She's just basically inherited that spot. Maybe they can't move her.
Yeah, that could be.
That could be it.
Fossilized.
Yes, it's like she's grown into it. Like those people that they find on sofas and they're like stuck. They have to take and they find the remote control and a fold.
She's a tree person.
She's a tree person, Kat. She's a tree. Shouldn't it, when somebody says something like these people are dumb, shouldn't there be an app that then like connects these people together and they have to prove that they're smarter?
So, what does it say about an argument when the only way to defend it is by calling the other side dumb? Greg Gutfeld exposed that perhaps, just perhaps, the real lack of understanding isn't with the people living the reality, but with those judging them from a distance, unwilling to step out of their own echo chamber. It leaves you wondering who truly understands the heartbeat of the nation, and whose worldview might be the one built on a shaky foundation.
Political takes.
To cancel them. And this has got to stink, you know, because Joy Behar, she's lashing out at Gen Z for acting like the economy left them behind.
They feel left behind by the economy, and they also see everybody trying to not age. So
Oh, please, get a job.
No, but they have jobs. No, they have to work multiple jobs.
There's a million job openings in this country.
Life is so
Get a job.
They've also lived through a pandemic. They've lived through the worst of times. I'm raising 2 Gen Zers, so I want to just defend them a little bit.
Kind of makes you like Joy Behar for a second.
That'll never happen. I think Bigfoot expresses exactly the problem of so many entitled, aging elites. I got mine, what's your problem? The problem is not everybody can be as talented and as beautiful as Joy Behar. Not everyone can have the glorious opportunity to shine on an intelligent vehicle like The View. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
When I hear Joy Behar, I hear the dying gasp of a malicious, self-centered generation. I'll be dead soon. She's on The View.
Save it, dude.
She's on The View.
Totally.
Together, they can't get 10 brain cells together.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's
God, she's an idiot clown in a fright wig. I think, you know, Rob.
Yes.
Yes. Look, I don't have a problem with anybody calling anybody dumb.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I say worse things. Kennedy, you talked about Joy and the nonsense that she'd said before.
Absolutely.
I think on this show.
Certainly, Greg.
If not,
I'm not going to
show.
shy away from this.
No, you're not.
We literally talk about anything else.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
No. The View, by the way, we have to say thank you to The View for providing us with It was a slow weekend for news, right? I had to do war. So The View just gave us like so much. Did you see it was on Fox all the time? It's like the Fox News went to the View buffet and just started scooping out, going back for more.